And as your next member of Congress, you have my commitment that I am going to be your fighter. I am going to stand up for the Judeo-Christian values that our country was founded upon, and I will fight for you. I will fight for your families, and I will fight for Christian nationalism.
That was right-wing nutcase Laura Loomer, proudly declaring herself a soldier in the fight for Christian nationalism, a fight that explicitly positions itself as hostile to American democracy. And Loomer wasn't done. She went on to claim that storming the United States Capitol is something Jesus would do. Take a listen.
Just like Jesus Christ stormed the temple courts and he flipped over those tables and he held the people accountable for selling and buying in the home of the Lord, I am going to storm the United States Capitol when I am elected as your next United States Congresswoman.
Loomer is Jewish herself, and she may find that to be an awkward fit once she brings about America's theocracy. That's because historically, Christian nationalists haven't gotten along very well with Jews. And here's the thing about Christian nationalism. If you're Jewish, they don't care if you agree with them. They'll kill you anyway. Loomer was speaking at the Fellowship Church of the Villages in Florida. Yes, the same villages that gave us Trump boat parades and senior-on-senior political fistfights at the bocce ball court. And you might wonder if Pastor Melvin Whittington is worried about losing his tax-exempt status for hosting such a blatant political speech. But as Whittington tells us, he isn't worried, because he never filed paperwork with the government to begin with.
Somebody sent me a thing on the email, said, "You're having that? Aren't you worried about your 501(c)(3) whatever?" I said, "I'm not worried about that. I don't have one of those things. I don't need one of those things. I'm not going to be led by the government. This is a church, and there's nothing they can do about it."
And if you want a sense of just how crazy conservative this Florida crowd was, fringe political pundit Jane Ruby had to reassure attendees before Loomer's speech that she was in fact a practicing heterosexual. Fantastic!
I can assure you that she is a God-fearing heterosexual female who's Jewish with stalwart values.
Laura Loomer, confirmed heterosexual, is just one example of the far-right Christian nationalism sweeping our nation. And it isn't just confined to crazy pens like Florida's Villages. According to national research by academics Andrew Whitehead and Samuel Perry, 20% of white Americans, almost 30 million adults, identify as Christian nationalists. But what does that actually mean? Spoiler alert, it means violence. Christian nationalists are more likely to describe violence against people they disagree with as righteous, and they support limiting voting to worthy groups, excluding immigrants and religious minorities like Loomer. And they also believe that Donald Trump has been ordained to be America's leader, and any election he loses is by definition a fraud. If you can see where this is going, stick around. The FBI is concerned enough that it calls Christian nationalism a leading domestic terrorism threat. And Christian nationalists played a leading role in the January 6th attack on the Capitol. It was the so-called Christian flag with its striking red crucifix that served as a rallying point for some of the January 6th insurrectionists. Listen, they're not exactly known for their subtlety. Christian nationalists nationwide are exploiting the nonprofit loophole to turn untaxed churches into underground boot camps for violent extremism. And for the most part, our federal government has just left them alone. And while President Biden celebrates taking out al-Qaeda terrorists overseas, our own domestic terrorists are organizing and training without a problem. Christian nationalists mean what they say. If they're able to win back power in 2022 and 2024, they absolutely will make every effort to undermine and ultimately replace our democracy with the Church of Trumpism. Churches that are operating as recruitment and indoctrination centers for this violent and false Christianity should be investigated and, where possible, shut down. And their owners should be held accountable. Insane Christian nationalism is no longer fringe. Just look at CPAC. It counts leaders of the Republican Party among its chief advocates, and it's bolstered by an ocean of dark money and amplified by lunatics like Lauren Boebert, Laura Loomer, and Donald Trump himself. Our choice is clear. Americans can deal with Christian nationalism now, or we will all suffer under it later. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and leave a comment below so you can let me know what you think I should cover next.